Hello and welcome back to WWE 2K20 Universe Mode, and we are on the final SmackDown before Hell in a Cell. And we are kicking things off here with a bit of a preview of our Women's Tag Team Championship match at Hell in a Cell. It is going to be Bayley and our SmackDown Women's Champion Sasha Banks going up against Nia Jax and Dakota Kai for those Women's Tag Team Championships, after Nia Jax has been very openly claiming that they are the best champions in this universe mode. And well, Sasha didn't really had quite a bit of an issue with that. She wasn't very happy with that. Nia Jax attacked Sasha last week, and Sasha ended up getting the big victory over Nia Jax. For the Hell in a Cell, we're going to have a definitive answer. Who is better? Which team is the better team? Which championship is the better championship? Looks like Bayley going for the early advantage on Dakota Kai, but Dakota getting the kick to the face. But before we really start this episode, make sure to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below. It all really helps out growing this channel, and make sure that you're around because we do have Hell in a Cell coming up this week, and you do not want to miss the action going down at Hell in a Cell. But back to the contest going on here. The chaos between all four of these women right now. Bayley and Dakota on the outside. Dakota throwing Bayley head first into the post in the corner. Now Dakota in the middle of the ring waiting for Bayley to get in to start this match officially. And finally the bell goes. Ding, ding, ding. We are ready to go in this one. And now Dakota continuing to take it to Bayley right now. Going up to the top rope. What is Dakota thinking here? Big elbow drop to the back of Bayley. Now gloating over Bayley, who's just lying there trying to get back to her feet. Struggling after the damage that's been done to her by Dakota very early into this, after being thrown head first into the corner post of the ring. Now Bayley, they're managing to get a reversal, trying to get herself back into this, throwing Dakota into the corner. And now what is she thinking here? A big bulldog from Bayley from the corner to the middle of the ring. And later on tonight we will be seeing some tag team action in our main event. It will be Goldberg's SmackDown debut. He will be taking on the Revival, teaming up with Keith Lee before their tag team match at Hell in a Cell against Braun Strowman and Johnny Gargano. And of course all of this goes back to what happened at Clash of Champions, but we will talk about it when we get to that match later on. But it has all been a very interesting and dangerous route these men have all taken to collide this tag team match at Hell in a Cell. We'll also be seeing Cesaro taking on Reilly in a one-on-one match. Cesaro and Kyle. Cesaro's had his issues with the Undisputed Era recently, not being able to pick up a victory over them. They have always been able to outnumber him. The numbers game has really been far too much for Cesaro, and it has cost him every single time. Hopefully this time will be the opportunity that Cesaro needs. Hopefully this time he'll be able to get the big victory over Kyle O'Reilly. He'll be able to put these issues with the Undisputed Era behind him. Wait a second. Bayley to belly. Middle of the ring on Dakota Kai. Is that it? 1, 2. Oh, very quick kick out there from Dakota. Impressive stuff indeed. I'm very surprised she kicked out so easily from that Bayley to belly. What is Bayley going to do now? Going up to that top rope house, looking for that big elbow drop. Oh no, instead going for a seated senton. Onto Dakota Kai, middle of the ring. Looking to use this advantage now to keep working on Dakota. Very much the clever thing to do right now. Make sure to keep working down Dakota Kai. And now Bayley throwing her into the corner. Oh, wait a second. Oh, grabbing her. And a head scissors into the middle of the ring. Very nice from Bayley. It's going to be very interesting to see which one of these teams can prove to be the best this Sunday. When we get to our big Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, which of these teams will really prove that they are the greatest champion? Wait a second though, Dakota. Big powerbomb to Bayley in the middle of the ring. I thought she was going for the chiropractor, but instead a big powerbomb to Bayley. But yes, who is the greatest champion here on SmackDown? Here in Universe Mode? Is it going to be Sasha Banks, or is it the Women's Tag Team Champions, Kai and Jax? It's a very interesting thing to look at. Kai and Jax undefeated as a tag team. And Sasha, well, she undefeated since getting the championship. She had a few losses beforehand, but since getting that SmackDown Women's Championship, she has also been undefeated. So one streak will have to end when we get to this match at Sunday. I say Sunday, I don't mean Sunday, but coming up this week. And now Kai calling Bayley to her feet. Is this going to be the chiropractor? Yes, it is. Chiropractor to Bayley. And that looks like it is going to be done. 1, 2. No! Oh, Bayley kicking out of the chiropractor. Unbelievable there. Because usually Dakota would hit that chiropractor after a big Samoan drop from Nia Jax. But the chiropractor usually is the exclamation point on their tag team matches. So maybe that gives a bit of hope for Bayley and Sasha. Bayley can kick out of a chiropractor. My goodness. Let's go to Kai now, going for Bayley in the corner. Trying to go for the big boot into the corner, but Bayley reversing the fireman's carry over the top. But now Dakota getting right back into reversing again onto Bayley. And now, here we go again. A second chiropractor, and that's got to be it for Bayley. In the middle of the ring. No, the rope break. Oh my goodness. Bayley not giving up on this one. Sure, that one may have been a bit of luck that she managed to get to the ropes, but Bayley refusing to give up. And you got to think that's because of Sasha Banks. She doesn't want to let down her best friend. She really doesn't. Their friendship means a lot to Bayley. But wait a second. Dakota Kai is setting up for that big boot to the corner. The captain of Team Kick. Kicking Bayley's head off and then the drop kick. And wait a second. She is calling for it once again. It's going to be the third time, I think. Yes, it is. This third time, the charm for the chiropractor. Not anywhere near the ropes this time. Dragging her away. Very smart for Dakota. Learning her lesson this time. And going for the pinfall on Bayley. 1, 2, 3. Dakota Kai picking up a big victory for the Women's Tag Team Champions before Hell in a Cell. Getting the advantage going into that match. It certainly looks like it. Very impressive indeed from Dakota. But you can't ignore the fact that Bayley managed to kick out of the chiropractor. Managed to get herself to the ropes to prevent the chiropractor again. She did a good job in this match, and while Sasha Banks beat Nia, I don't necessarily think this is all said and done for this match as Hell in a Cell. I think it's going to be a very competitive match indeed, and it's going to be very interesting to see who will pick up the victory. Perhaps we will have 2 belts. Banks, we do not know. We're going to have to wait and see on that one. But for tonight, Dakota Kai getting the big win. But now we move on to a tag team match here. Matt Riddle going to be teaming up with the Intercontinental Champion Buddy Murphy, and they're going to be taking on the team of the New Church of Rollins. These guys looking to impress their Messiah Seth Rollins ahead of Seth's match with Buddy Murphy at Hell in a Cell for that Intercontinental Championship. A 2 out of 3 Falls match to end the rivalry between these two men. There must be a victor. There must be an end to this. Seth Rollins decided that this needed to end. He invited Murphy to come and rejoin the Church of Rollins, but Murphy did not accept. Murphy saying no, not wanting to come back inside the church after Seth attacked him and punished him for weeks. Buddy Murphy looking to end this. Wanting to end Seth Rollins. Sure, Buddy's pinned Seth before. He's done it once. But can he do it 2 more times? That is the question. Seth Rollins, a former Universal Champion, is going to be a very interesting match indeed, that one. But tonight, Murphy and Riddle teaming up to take on the Church of Rollins. And Riddle going straight to Seth Rollins on the outside. And I am not surprised. Seth Rollins attacked Riddle backstage a few weeks ago. It was supposed to be a match between Murphy and Riddle, and Rollins took out Riddle backstage a few weeks ago. But that has allowed Riker to be able to get a bit of an advantage in this one. But Murphy managed to get himself into the match with a big boot onto Riker. And it all looked like it was going to be over. Young managed to get this huge running powerbomb, just chucking Riddle. Then it all came back to this. Riddle and Jackson Riker back in the ring again. And Riddle was calling for it. Calling for the end of this one. Was he able to hit it though? Yes, he was. He managed to get him up for that Broton. And was that enough to put him away? 1, 2, 3. And of course, I mean the Bo Derek, not the Broton. I apologise. But Riddle and Murphy to pick up the victory over the Church of Rollins here tonight. And of course, 2 out of 3 falls are Hell in a Cell. Rollins versus Murphy for the Intercontinental Championship. Who will be the ultimate winner? The Messiah or the Disciple? We will have to wait and see with that one. It's going to be a very hard-fought match indeed. But now we are here with Cesaro. Cesaro looking to get a big victory here tonight. Looking to end his issues with the Undisputed Era. He has been struggling against Adam Cole these last few weeks. And it's all been about the numbers game. The numbers game has always cost Cesaro. It's been too much for him. There's been interference and it's been too much. And tonight he's taking on Kyle O'Reilly. Kyle coming out by himself like a good boy. But, you know, the Undisputed Era aren't going to be too far away in the backstage area. Cesaro, though, running up to Kyle, trying to get the early attack onto Kyle O'Reilly. It looks like Kyle just noticing Cesaro and then running into each other. Kyle running back towards the ring, and I don't blame him. I wouldn't want to take any moves onto that metal staging. Get in the ring, get this match started is the best thing to do. Kyle getting into the ring, and so is Cesaro. This match is going to be officially started now by the ref, and the bell rings, and Kyle straight away running away from Cesaro again. What on earth is Kyle thinking here? Just trying to run away from Cesaro, trying to take the advantage, and it does work for him. He manages to get a forearm to Cesaro. This strategy of Kyle O'Reilly's actually worked. Running away, trying to distract Cesaro, get him unaware, and then catching him with a big forearm. Wait a second, Kyle going for the submission though, and Cesaro rolling through and punching to the face of Kyle O'Reilly. Oh, wait a second, go for the punch, and now O'Reilly ducking underneath, taking him down, and now ripping the leg off of Cesaro. Kyle O'Reilly standing tall for the moment being in the beginning of this match, with the rest of the Undisputed Era nowhere to be seen, but like I said, they are not going to be far away. You have to know that one. The gorilla press into the uppercut there for Cesaro, taking out O'Reilly. The strength and size advantage is definitely on Cesaro's side on this one. Got to think this is going to be the time for Cesaro to pick up this big win over the Undisputed Era. He has been looking for it. It's the thing that's really prevented his advancing here in Universe Mode. He was on a roll to start with, but ever since coming up against the Undisputed Era, things have been a bit more difficult for Cesaro. Wait a second though, Cesaro, snake eyes onto the top turnbuckle onto Kyle O'Reilly. But Kyle managing to catch him with the elbow, and now working again on the arm of Cesaro, perhaps trying to make Cesaro tap out later in this match. I would not be surprised indeed. Only a 1 count there for Kyle, far too early in the match for the pinfall attempt there. Wait a second, Cesaro grabbing him by the throat, and oh my goodness, punching his head off, I should say. Punching with the force of a kick, and another uppercut. Cesaro taking it to Kyle O'Reilly right now. Cesaro just such an athletic, powerful man. You can't deny how strong he is. The Swiss Superman. Waiting, going with the big boot, but Kyle getting out of the way, now rolling up Cesaro. 1, 2, waiting, Cesaro rolling through, 1, 2, but Kyle managing to kick out of that one. And now punching to the back of Kyle O'Reilly is Cesaro, and up he goes, throwing him up like he is nothing into the big uppercut, the European uppercut. 1, 2, only a 2 count there for Cesaro after that huge uppercut, catching Kyle out of midair. And wait a second, he's calling for it. I think he's calling for that sharpshooter, looking to tap out Kyle O'Reilly. But Kyle knew what was coming, managed to get the reversal, getting his knees up, preventing Cesaro. But now Kyle O'Reilly getting in that chokehold, that sleeper hold. That guillotine sleeper on Cesaro, looking to make Cesaro go to sleep. Is it going to be enough? Is Cesaro going to be forced to go to sleep right now? Kyle has not giving up the grip on that. Cesaro not knowing how to get out of this, not being able to find a way out. Oh my goodness, the strength of Cesaro to lift up Kyle O'Reilly like he is nothing. My goodness indeed, that strength. But of course, as soon as something starts to go awry, the Undisputed Era's music hits. And where is he? Where is he? You know he's going to be around somewhere. Cesaro looking towards the Rampage, waiting for him to come. Oh, there he is. Bobby Fish, but Cesaro was ready. Cesaro was ready for that, catching Bobby. Bobby was trying to put on that leg lock, that heel hook. Trying to break the leg of Cesaro, but Cesaro was ready. Dropping a knee onto the face of Bobby Fish. Wait a second. Oh my goodness. Huge move there from Kyle O'Reilly. And now going for the pinfall over Cesaro. Only a 1 count. Bobby Fish still out there at ringside, still out there. Keeping an eye on what's going on. Getting Cesaro up to his feet is Kyle O'Reilly. The question is whether that distraction was enough. I don't think so. Throwing him up for the uppercut. Oh my goodness. Kyle O'Reilly is looking absolutely destroyed in this one. And the punch to the face of Cesaro. But Cesaro is just destroying him. And up again for another Gorilla Press. But this time Kyle gets out of the way. DDT to Cesaro. DDT. Cesaro wisely getting out of the ring. But Kyle up to the top rope. Oh my god, the dropkick. He was almost floating them for a second. But Cesaro getting out of the way, preventing the dropkick. Kyle getting Cesaro back into the ring. This has been such a match between these two men. Oh, another uppercut. Oh my goodness. So many uppercuts from Cesaro. Going for that pinfall on Kyle. 1, 2, 3. Oh my goodness. Kyle's still in this somehow. Kicking out of that uppercut. Unbelievable. Wait a second. I think Cesaro was trying to go for something big there, but Kyle managed to get out of the way. And Kyle, again, he's got the guillotine in. Guillotine locked in. Guillotine locked in. Is this going to be too much for Cesaro? The guillotine. Is he going to be forced to tap out, or is he going to fall unconscious, or can he manage to power out again like he did last time? He managed to get out of it once. Can he do it again? No, Cesaro caught in that guillotine, forced to tap out to Kyle O'Reilly. And again, it's all to do with those numbers. Bobby Fish coming out, causing a distraction, and sure, Cesaro may have had the upper ground on Bobby Fish when he came out, but that allowed Kyle O'Reilly to get back to his feet. Kyle was almost done in that match. It allowed Kyle to get back to his feet, get some energy back, and allowed him to come back into this. Without that, I think Kyle would have been done. Cesaro hit so many of those flying uppercuts. So many indeed, but Kyle O'Reilly standing tall here tonight after the big victory against Cesaro, and Cesaro not going to be happy with that one at all. But next up, we have a bit of a teaser for our SmackDown Tag Team Championship match. Kofi Kingston, one member of the New Day, the former SmackDown Tag Team Champions. Kofi will be going up against Ricochet here tonight. Of course, Ricochet, they won a big tag team match last week. It was a 6-man tag, the New Day and Keith Lee versus Johnny Gargano and Ricochet and Ali. And while Ricochet and Ali did get the victory in that match, they got to choose the stipulation for Hell in a Cell, which will be revealed as soon as this match is finished, I believe, is when Ricochet and Ali will be revealing the big stipulation which they have chosen for Hell in a Cell. But here is Ricochet with the SmackDown Tag Team Championship. It's interesting these two men decided to go one-on-one without anyone else there, without any support from the rest of their teams. Of course, you can't forget Kofi Kingston is a former Universal Champion here in Universe Mode. This would be a massive singles victory for Ricochet if he manages to defeat the former Universal Champion Kofi Kingston. Look at that athleticism from Ricochet in the middle of the ring. Those flips. But it'll go off to a start with Ricochet hitting that big SIA suplex. But Kofi managed to get back into this. It was a very nice sequence of reversals between these two men. They worked together very nicely as a duo. Ricochet managing to get out of the way of Kofi's moves, getting eventually into this roll-up here on Kingston 1. But Kofi managed to get his foot to touch the ropes And these two men look at each other with a bit of respect for the moment. But Ricochet hit that huge DDT onto the apron to Kofi, pretty much knocking Kofi silly, dropping him on the hardest part of the ring and then throwing him into the apron, not necessarily showing the respect to Kofi that he really deserves. Ricochet was really going after the head of Kofi Kingston in this one. And he took advantage of the fact that Kofi Kingston was completely dazed off the DDT to the apron and the hits to the head, throwing him into the ring post, and took advantage to get the big victory over the former Universal Champion here tonight. Huge victory for Ricochet. But we can announce what the stipulation will be. It will be a steel cage match. Ricochet and Ali versus Big E and Xavier Woods in a steel cage. And that's going to be an interesting one indeed, but that will be the final full stop on this rivalry between these two teams, needing to prove who is the best team here on SmackDown, who is the better team. And it's going to come to an end inside a steel cage at Hell in a Cell. But backstage we see Chad Gable. Wait a second. Chad going over to Cesaro backstage. Wait a second, what's going on between these two? Cesaro, of course, upset to his loss earlier. No, Chad Gable offering. Wait a second, Chad Gable offering to help Cesaro, I think. We're going to have to wait and see what that means in the future, but we're moving forward to our main event here tonight. The Revival, they are not in a very nice position here for this one. This is going to be a difficult match for them. They're going up against Keith Lee and the debuting on SmackDown, Goldberg. It's not going to be fun for these guys, but if they can pick up a victory here tonight, then my goodness, that would be a victory of the century. But we've got to go back through this rivalry between Keith Lee, Goldberg, Johnny Gargano and Braun Strowman. It all started for Clash of Champions when trying to work out who would be the #1 contender for the Universal Championship. Braun Strowman was going around causing mayhem, throwing. There you go, there's the confirmation of the match that we are having at Hell in a Cell. Lee, Goldberg, Strowman and Gargano. But as I was saying, Braun Strowman put Shane McMahon, our general manager, through the car windshield when Shane was supposed to announce the match. And it ended up, Braun ended up just putting himself in that match. He put himself in there, ended up being a fatal four-way. Ciampa, Cole, Lee and Strowman. Lee and Strowman ended up fighting into the backstage area. Strowman taking it to Keith, managing to knock him out briefly. But then he was making his way back to the ring when Goldberg, getting revenge for what happened to Shane McMahon, destroyed Braun Strowman in the backstage area with a huge spear, spearing him into the TV. And then Johnny Gargano was attacking Keith Lee, preventing Keith from making his way back to the ring to allow Tommaso Ciampa to pick up another big retention of his Universal Championship. And of course, Tommaso will be defending that Universal Championship at Hell in a Cell in the Hell in a Cell match against Roman Reigns, his career rival here in Universe Mode. Ever since episode 1, those two have been going at it. But back to the match at hand, Keith Lee and Goldberg looking to get some chemistry, looking to see if they can work together as a team well before their big debut. Well, not a debut, this is their debut as a team, before their big match at Hell in a Cell. It's going to be a very difficult match indeed. And you look at Johnny Gargano. Johnny Gargano is very much the odd man out of those four men. He is a lot smaller than Keith Lee, Goldberg and Braun Strowman, but you look what happened last week. Last week, Keith Lee and Johnny Gargano involved in that 6-man tag team match. And Keith Lee was obsessed with trying to get rid of Johnny Gargano, and Johnny ate that spirit bomb, but he managed to put Keith Lee in the Gargano escape and weaken Lee enough for Ricochet to pick up the big victory with the 630 senton onto Keith Lee. But the other big thing you have to look into this is actually Gargano and Strowman aren't necessarily getting along too well going into this. They had a tag team contest themselves a few weeks back, taking on Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins. They picked up the big victory. Braun had the match won very, very easily. And he was about to go for the pin when Johnny forced himself into the match, tagged himself in, and then locked in the Gargano escape himself, just taking the scraps from what Braun Strowman had done. And after the match, Braun Strowman, well, he just destroyed Johnny Gargano instead. He was not happy with how things went down, hitting Johnny Gargano with the big running power slam 2 times, I think it was. So it's going to be interesting whether those two can get on the same page at Hell in a Cell. Let's get back to the action at hand. Dash took a lot of damage in the early beginning of this match, with Goldberg doing so much damage when he managed to get in, proving that he still has it. Of course, Goldberg did lose his last match, actually. It was a bit of a shocker, that one. He lost in a 6-man tag against the Undisputed Era. It was not Goldberg's finest hour, but he looks to be trying to put it back right now. The huge spear onto Scott Dawson. Dawson getting to the ropes. And over he goes. The indestructible, I should say, Goldberg. He may be at the end of his career now, but you can't deny the fact that he has still got some of that fire in his belly. But you got to think, back in the day, he wouldn't have been being beaten up by Scott Dawson like this. Perhaps a bad sign for things for Keith Lee and Goldberg at Hell in a Cell. But Goldberg now putting himself back into his, throwing those punches down, and now tagging into his partner Keith Lee. These guys have definitely been working well as a team in this one. Lots of tags between these two guys. No man being too selfish like Johnny Gargano and Braun Strowman were. These guys being able to communicate well, not just trying to take advantage. Big DDT from Keith. Very nice indeed. The rival's certainly in trouble in this one. Things are not looking good for them, and down he goes. Very nice from Lee, and now Lee getting up Dawson. Is he going for it? Yes, he is. That spirit bomb to Dawson, but deciding not to go for the tag, taking Dash Wilder off the ring apron. Very clever indeed, and now tagging into Goldberg. Very, very good teamwork from these two men. Keith Lee, not ashamed, but wait a second, Dawson reversed. I thought Goldberg was trying to go for the jackhammer there, but Goldberg, he didn't manage to do it. Scott Dawson reversed the jackhammer. Unbelievable. I think Scott Dawson just is the luckiest man alive right now. Wow, indeed. Taking him over the top. He still is in there with Goldberg, so he may have saved himself for a second, but the match is not going to be saving himself for too long. Goldberg now really planting those punches in. Wait a second. Goldberg went at war with the referee for some reason. And Scott Dawson taking advantage of it. Scott Dawson. Oh, very nice. Northern Lights suplex there. And then caught by the big boot by Goldberg, not being able to take advantage of it. Roll up by Dawson, catching Goldberg. 1, 2. Oh, Goldberg just managing to kick out of that one. Dawson catching with that roll up out of nowhere. That would have been the biggest win of these guys' career. Now throwing him into the corner. Is he looking for that shatter machine? No, instead Goldberg getting the reversal, preventing the tag to Dash Wilder. Dash trying to get that tag to Dawson. Dawson's been in there for a very long time at the moment being. I'm sure Dawson needs that tag to Dash right now. Oh my goodness, taking down the leg of Goldberg. Taking out the leg. This is not how things were supposed to go for Goldberg and Lee in this one. Goldberg really being punished by Dawson, and now Dawson working on the leg that he just took out. He just damaged the leg, and now he is trying to submit Goldberg, but Keith Lee getting in there. Keith Lee breaking up the submission. Another pinfall from Dawson. 1, 2. Keith Lee there to save the day. And again, the submission again to Goldberg. He's trying to break the leg of Goldberg right now. Goldberg, this is not what they wanted. This is looking really bad for Goldberg and Keith Lee. Of course, the match is only a few days away. Is Goldberg's legs going to have time to heal after this brutal punishment he's taken from Scott Dawson here? This is unbelievable. This is not what I expected from this match. The revival. My goodness. Goldberg getting himself back into this. Goldberg trying to come back into this match right now. And not looking good for Dawson. Wants to get revenge on Dawson, but Dawson getting that hot tag into Dash Wilder. And, oh, I think he was trying to go for the spear, but he was caught by Wilder. Wilder managed to outmaneuver Goldberg. Goldberg in a bad place. Goldberg in a really bad place in this one. Perhaps that loss to the Undisputed Era at SummerSlam, perhaps that wasn't a fluke. Perhaps Goldberg just doesn't have it anymore. Because this isn't looking good for him. But wait a second. Is he going to hit it this time? He's got him up. He's got him up. And jackhammer. 1, 2, 3. Well, they still got the victory no matter what else happened there. You can't deny they did pick up the victory. But what condition is Goldberg going to be in at Hell in a Cell after those multiple leg attacks from Scott Dawson? Scott Dawson almost breaking the leg of Goldberg. It all started there with that, and then he put on that leg lock multiple times. For Keith Lee and Goldberg, they pick up the victory here tonight, and they stand tall going into Hell in a Cell. But wait a second, Strowman Gargano attacking Goldberg and Lee from behind. This is not good, but it looks like Gargano and Strowman are on the same page. They are back on the same page going into Hell in a Cell, attacking Keith Lee and Goldberg. And Strowman and Gargano, well, I guess they are the ones standing tall before the huge tag team match at Hell in a Cell. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the like and comment down below, and be ready for Hell in a Cell coming up in the next couple of days. Thank you very much for watching, and we will see you next time.